Hi everyone, Dr. Jones. Have you ever had to go into the hospital and have a procedure done like a CT scan and you needed like contrast dye with it? And in the process of doing that, did they ask you the question, do you have a shellfish allergy? Well, a patient came into my clinic just this last week for that exact question. And honestly, it still blows my mind that doctors refer for this, or that it's even part of hospital protocols or questionnaires, because this is a myth. It is an absolute myth that shellfish allergy has anything to do with radio contrast dye. Okay, so if somebody has an issue with contrast material, it is not because of a shellfish allergy. So what is a shellfish allergy? Well, it comes from a protein in the shellfish called tropomyosin. Incidentally, that same protein is in house dust and cockroaches, okay? So it's from that protein called tropomyosin. And by the way, when we're talking about shellfish, we're talking about, shrimp and lobster and crab and clams and mollusks and those types of things, okay? But it's from that protein tropomyosin. It has nothing to do with iodine. Iodine is so small, it's in our bodies, but it's so small, like it can't even elicit an allergic reaction. So complete myth that's been a part of hospital questionnaires in radiology for decades. And it kind of just goes to show when myths get kind of perpetuated and passed along, at some point you got to ask, why? Why are we doing this? What's the reason for this? Is there really good evidence to support it? Or did you just read it somewhere? You can liken that to social media if you want. Another issue is, people that may need to take glucosamine, for instance, may think that they can't take it because glucosamine is primarily from the shells in shellfish. Well, unless you're kind of one of those people that pay premium dollar for your lobster, and then you sit down and break the thing apart, and you start chonking on the shells and you throw the meat away. Now, if you're that kind of person, no judgment. Well, actually, I may judge you, but no judgment. That's up to you. But for most of us, when we go and we buy that, we're partaking of the meat, not the shells. And glucosamine is primarily with the shells. So even if you have shellfish allergy, most of the time you can safely take glucosamine because, again, different part of what's happening. So if you have more questions, happy to answer them. I'd be curious to know how many people out there have actually had that experience of being asked the question if you have shellfish allergy when you're trying to get a procedure done with contrast media. Love to hear it. Hope everyone's safe and healthy. Take care. Bye.